Pat Country, better known by his username Pat the NES Punk, has been generating controversy among the general YouTube gaming audience, typically due to segments of his podcast, the big one being the Diablo controversy.
Relax.
Shut up, kids.
Can we relax
Shut
a bit?
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, children. Shut up.
Well, Pat and his co-host Ian told fans who have been waiting a long time for Diablo 4, only to get hyped and find out the new Diablo game is just a shitty reskin mobile game no one wanted, to shut up and not speak their opinion. The two big YouTubers who responded to Pat and Ian were Review Tech USA and The Coding. Pat already had a relationship with Review Tech USA that seemed at least mildly friendly. Review Tech USA had come on to Pat's other podcast, the Not So Common podcast. Review Tech USA also had talked to Pat before at conventions. How did Pat respond to the reasonable video by Review Tech USA? By mocking him in the Pat the NES Punk video.
Junior, did you say something? What's going on? Are you sure you're not doing a video about me? Because that would be awkward and downright cowardly to talk to me right before doing a video about me and not even mention it. But I'm sure if you did make a video about me, you'd have the balls to tell me about it the day after it came out when we were speaking to each other, right?
Very mature way of handling it. Someone who wasn't as much of a man wouldn't have handled it directly. Now, when it comes to the cooling, there is no friendly relationship to be found. Recently, Pat made his disgust against the cooling very well known on the Not So Common podcast. It's clear that Pat sees him as a toxic person. The cooling takes a side in the SJW debate. Pat tends to lean more left on the debate, and the cooling leans right when you isolate the SJW debate from anything else political. Pat also thinks he's jealous of his work. For a little context, Pat used to make knockoff angry video game nerd videos on YouTube before switching to doing just a podcast and basically nothing else. Pat thinks his old angry video game nerd knockoff videos will stand the test of time, and I've gained him respect from his peers. They certainly did get you noticed by people like James Wolfe, and they do have more rewatchability due to the nature of the type of content the videos are. I bring this up because Pat views the Cooling's videos as content people won't go back to. He's right. News videos exist to deliver information on something currently happening. That's to be expected with the type of content. But Pat, you do the same thing. You cover the news as well. Did you not talk about Captain Marvel? Did you not talk about Ghostbusters? And any other current controversy? These were hot topics at the time. You knew they'd bring in views. This is fine. But don't pretend your content is any higher effort than the Cooling's. But look, Pat, here's the truth. I like your content overall. I've listened and watched most of your videos. From Rants Dressing to You Almost Dying on Valentine's Day. Having consumed this much content, I started to notice something. You have a bias against newer games. This first clicked for me when you covered a list by the Times magazine titled 50 Best Video Games of All Time. Look, I'll admit, the list they covered wasn't good. That list had a lot of weird picks and was too focused on modern games. But the bias of Pat and Ian started to become noticeable when they laughed at the notion of Red Dead Redemption making the list.
Red Dead Redemption! No! No!
I've heard very good things about this game.
So
I
have
bought
I.
the game. I have it. I still have to play it.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, let's put it this way. If this is on the list, I don't want to see a GTA game on the list, because this is GTA in the Old West.
So you haven't played the game yet and you're dismissing it? A game that is considered one of the best of its generation. A great setting, sound design, and a story is part of what made the game loved by so many people. A game that people revisit to this day. It's okay if you don't want it on the list, but to laugh at it, to laugh at Red Dead, the notion of it making this list, it really shows you being out of touch. Just so everyone knows too, you know. Red Dead Redemption, we all agree, it stands the test of time. He doesn't want that game on the list, but fucking Myst? Myst is fine on the list. This definitely stands the test of time. No, it fucking doesn't. Yeah, Myst is a superior game to Red Dead Redemption. Hey guys, fuck this Red Dead. Let's all go play some Myst. Everyone down for some Myst? But the part of this video that really pissed me off, a part that you were completely wrong in, well, just watch the clip.
Halo, absolutely not. Get that trash off my list. The first Halo is fucking awful. Next.
We're also getting way too FPS heavy here.
But next, there's
Final Fantasy VII.
There's nothing special about the first Halo. If you want to get nothing special, it's first-person shooter in fucking hallways. It's terrible.
Right, nothing special about Halo Combat Evolved. Only the fact that it had a noticeable impact on console FPS games that's still seen today. Gee, what could that be? Well, let me tell you, motherfucker. Regenerating shields, button layout, vehicle combat, being the obvious ones. Halo also made stuff like Machinima, what it is at its height. No disrespect to Machinima creators who do other games. I respect you. But Halo definitely made Machinima what it was. Not to mention its impact on online gaming. Let's be honest, Pat, you've never played Halo. You don't even own an original Xbox.
I might have actually even owned that. I don't have an Xbox.
Later on, he assumes Halo 4 is automatically better because it's newer.
Originally.
Yeah.
That's like, again, that's like the opposite of putting the first Halo in and not Halo like 4.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing?
Half-Life.
Which just shows your ignorance. I don't know how you could assume that. I mean, haven't you been following games history for a while now? God, how did you not know that? Just because the game's new in a series doesn't make it the best one. God, how did you not know that? But look, all this stuff could be chalked up to his opinion. But there is one thing he said that I'm pretty confident in saying is completely false.
Final Fantasy VII.
There's nothing special about the first Halo. If you want to get nothing special, it's first-person shooter in fucking hallways.
Just shooting in hallways? Hang the fuck on. Did you just play Halo level 1? Halo CE is pretty fucking open. It's known for being in open levels. What game are you thinking of? If you said Halo 2, I'd have to agree with you. Halo Combat Evolved just shooting in hallways? What? Aside from your ludicrous Halo Combat Evolved opinions, as mentioned earlier, you have a bias against modern games in general. In my opinion, at least. In a video titled, What Current Games Will Become Retro Classics, a discussion occurred on what a retro game is and will modern day games be viewed as classics in 20 years. Pat feels like games have hit a diminishing return when it comes to graphics. He may be right to a degree. I don't necessarily disagree with him, but the problem is he fails to grasp the other ways games will be different. Innovation in gameplay and a changing culture will cause games to be different in 20 years. Even Ian called Pat out in his bias.
What drives me the most nuts about you? You are short-sighted, I think, when it comes to this, and you are too
it's a callback?
and you are too dismissive of modern gaming.
Look, as I mentioned earlier, Pat, I like you. I don't hate you. I like your content. I like Flea Market Madness, Ask Frank, both the podcasts. I like your old Pat the NES Punk videos. You know, I'm not fucking Radical Rick, that dumbass. I think you have plenty of valid opinions. I think you're intelligent. I just think on these issues you failed, and I needed to call you out. I mean, everyone's been talking about the fucking Diablo thing, but your bias against modern day games, I feel like, hasn't been talked about. And it's bothered me for a while, but this seemed like the right time to talk about it. I mean, best of luck in the future. I'm gonna keep watching your videos, but, well, see ya.